Hi, students. Welcome to Social Work 753. This is your introduction and the only course that we offer at Norfolk State in the graduate program that is specific to school social work. So I enjoyed reading your introductions. I only replied to a few, and those might have been the people who did not have anyone reply to them because I wanted everyone to feel included. So I wanted to say that you all have quite a few things in common. One I noticed is food, which wonderful to hear how much food gives you comfort. It's an important snack when you're writing, right? So I did want to thank, and I may not be saying this right, Jazz Monet. Anyway, it's Miss Fletcher who was the first person to post. And I thank you so very much. Thank you for responding to one another and welcoming each other because it'll be a great cohort to have an opportunity. With that being said, I wanted to make sure that if you have a suggestion, something that would help you in the course, which might be an opportunity for us all to get together or anything like that, you want an opportunity to reply to something and you want the information also from others, we can do that. I usually have an area called chocolate cake and raindrops. Raindrops is usually things that aren't going right, and chocolate cake is everything is fabulous. Let me know if you'd like for me to put that up so that you all can communicate with one another. Okay? Now, secondly, I hope that you read as instructed the areas that you need to go ahead and start on. Okay? Make sure you do that if you haven't done it, because as you'll note in my syllabus, we are not in the habit of accepting late assignments. That's something that will put us behind because your assignments are really reliant upon the previous assignment, right? And so we want to make sure that we do that in accordance. Hopefully you've also read the syllabus, and that will give you a pretty good idea of what we are planning to do this semester. So let me give a disclaimer. When you do instructional videos for students in academia, it is not suggested that your video is longer than 5 minutes because people tune out. I want you to know I'm aware of that. I am just at this point trying to get information over to you. I may have to do a second video just to make sure that you have the information, but know that I know that, okay? So let's do some quick going through the syllabi so that you are clear, okay? You may email me questions that you have, okay? And I will do a follow-up video next week as well. So now you've already completed your discussion board, but in the syllabus, you'll note at the bottom of each module, and each module is approximately 2 weeks long to give you an opportunity to complete all of the reading and to do all of the additional pieces of reading, which are the inserts. So those hyperlinks that you see in the syllabus, this would be something that we would be doing in class. So this would give you, as you all mentioned in your postings, the opportunity to learn even more about the field of school social work or about the children that you would be working with in school social work. And I know that some of you all have not solidified a profession at this point in terms of which disciplinary area you'll go in social work, but that's okay. It's still very beneficial to understand policies and things that go along with working with children in the school system. And the diversity, as one person noted, and I'll find your name here, where it's different for different cities, the areas that the school social workers concentrate and focus on. Okay, so in your module, at the bottom of each module, there are chapters that will go along with that particular section. I am also hoping that you will use that information from your chapter readings in whatever written assignment you are submitting. Okay. You're also flexible and have permission to use any of the hyperlinks in your assignments, the academic scholarship from those hyperlinks. Just make sure when you are providing any bibliographies that you look that up, how you are supposed to cite those sources. So in your Blackboard shell, you can go to the tools or university tools, resources, and you will find APA standards. You will also be able to just look at other resources, but just make sure that you use APA citations, okay? And for any other writing as well. So now what I want to kind of tell you about is how this is organized. So from the first piece of information I disseminated to you all and sent it to you in email, of course, you know you're supposed to go ahead and schedule your social work interview and complete the developmental sociological history. And you know that there are several pieces of components that are in that social history, which are parts of the school analysis. Okay, so when we're talking about the school analysis, and I provided the link as well for you to get that information from the Commonwealth of Virginia, you also must know that the research that you're doing for everything is something that you'll be using for all assignments. Okay, let's segue into the abstract statement of the problem. By the way, disclaimer. When you look at your assignments as they are listed in the assignments, you will see, excuse me while I've been down, you know, as academicians, we do the same thing that you all do. We spread everything out over the floor, and that's what I do, still do. You will see benchmark assignments. Now, you can't see this on the camera, but this was not in your syllabus previously, but I copied and pasted and put it in there. So it's in there now, okay? This benchmark assignment contains several pieces. It contains an abstract, statement of the problem, research results, significance and implications, conclusion, and of course your bibliography. These assignments we are going to do individually along the way. So these are the same assignments that you may have to later tailor to your final project. Your final project, the benchmark assignment, is also a poster presentation in the Research and Innovation Symposium and Exhibition at Norfolk State University. So you are doing the assignments along the way for them to also be a part of that, though you must submit the individual portions of that benchmark assignment to me in Blackboard for appropriate credit. Okay? Now, I know that may cause you some questions, so please don't hesitate. This is not a last minute project, okay? So your abstract and your statement of the problem and methodology that is due February 15th is also, as I mentioned to you, a part of your benchmark assignment. So you'll be doing the research as you go along, okay? Because you will have to, as I have in your syllabi, you have to submit the abstract proposal, and I'll give you instructions on where that will also go by March 1st. And that's to the university. That is basically saying, this is what I'm going to talk about in my poster presentation, and you're basically registering yourself, okay? More information to come. So let me also then say that the completed benchmark assignment as a poster presentation will be submitted to the university April 2nd, no later than April the 2nd, okay? So before that, I'm going to give you an opportunity with instructions on how you will lay out this poster presentation. What the poster presentation really is, it is a PowerPoint slide, one, that has sections, the sections that we just talked about, abstract, statement of the problem, methodology, research, etc., that you will then put in those spaces. So if I'm telling you 2 to 3 pages for a essay, then you will have to then do a summary of the most pertinent pieces of that information to place on the poster on your one PowerPoint presentation slide, because otherwise you won't be able to get it all on there. It must be small, okay? You can also Google Norfolk State University RISE, RISE, presentations, posters, and you will see some of the former poster presentations. Now, how are you going to then deliver this information? We are all going to deliver this information on campus on April the 20th. That is the date for the research symposium that we call for short RISE. Okay? Now, hopefully I'm explaining this to some degree that you will be able to understand what you will be doing. So, I also have on your syllabus, I have a PowerPoint slide layout prepared. So that's not to be confused with the actual PowerPoint slide that is due to the university. This is earlier, this is in March, and this is so that you have an idea of how to construct and just make some blocks, because all of your information will not be complete. But we want to make sure that we do the best that we can in advance so that everything is ready and you're not rushed. Okay? Now, so this provides you, if you look in your syllabus, with assignments that are worth 100 points, but then, of course, your benchmark assignment is 400. So that's 40% of your grade. That's a lot, right? So I don't see that you will not be successful considering you will already have had the other assignments. So if you don't do the other assignments, that will make it very difficult for you to be successful in the very end with your benchmark assignments. Note that this course and any other course that you take is not set up for you to miss assignments. Zeros are extremely impactful negatively on your grade. Okay? Just make sure you note that. Now, there is also a grade for you presenting at the research symposium. So that gives you an additional couple of points as well to be able to do. We will still conduct some discussion boards relative to actual readings that you have in your textbook, as well as those that I have hyperlinked throughout the syllabi. I would ask you to probably check your discussion boards, even though I have some preconceived dates in there. I want to make sure that we're still all on the right page. So I would ask you to check your discussion boards on Monday to make sure that there is nothing there that you need to respond to. Now, this is a very independent class. If that is difficult for you, I will very well suggest that you put in your phones dates and times, not just of the assignments, because you really need to back those up to be successful, but that you put in your phones so that you will work on your assignments. So let's say you have Mondays and Wednesdays are very good days for you to work on your work. Schedule 2-3 hours during those dates in your availability time to actually work on your skill, because online classes really get away from people because no one is constantly telling you and reminding you what should be done. And that is an unfortunate part of just how we operate in human life, okay? Now, I want you to know that I am available. I put on the syllabi for office hours to be announced. And that is because we can actually have a few asynchronous meetings if necessary for all or just for one. I'm available. So you just need to let me know what you need. We can also just have a telephone conversation. I can call you as well. Okay. Don't want you to feel alone or isolated. It is rigorous. The expectation is that your writing is excellent. And if you have difficulty already with your writing, or it's just not where you think it should be, know that the Writing Center is very much available for you on campus, a very free and great resource. They have some wonderful coaches over there that will help you. They will not do your assignment for you, but be prepared to show them what your assignment is if you're having difficulty or anticipate having difficulty. Okay? The scholastic writing is extremely important. Scholastic means what you read in the journals, what you read in books. So we're looking for writing that's not the kitchen table conversations. So what you might say in conversations at the kitchen table is not how you would write. Okay? So make sure, because that is a huge part of grading, is the content and being able to understand the content that you're discussing. Okay, so should you have any questions, please feel free to reach out and do so in advance. Do not wait till the last minute. Okay, thank you so very much. I look so forward to working with you all this semester. All right, take care. Have a great semester.